Good evening, my darling batlings. I hope everyone's had a fantastic day. Hello there in chat, Iron, Miss Mandy Lynn, and JKR. I feel like I just saw you a couple minutes ago, JKR. Wonder why that is.
also, shout out to stream host for having Alucard's theme from Judgment playing in the background.
Yeah, I had to put some Judgment songs on the opening playlist. I put this and
kick-ass soundtrack.
Yeah, I put this and I put Vampire Killer. I also need to add Beginning.
You also need to add Darkness of Fear, which is not only the title screen theme, but Aeon's theme.
Miss Mandy Lynn says I'm not going to be staying for long. I'm in the hospital with my dad. Oh no, I hope I hope everything goes okay. Miss Mandy Lynn.
Sending
we're all sending our good vibes your way.
Yep, all good vibes from the Gardevoir Sanctuary, the people, the stream, and the chat.
She says thank you. No problem, Miss Mandy Lynn. Tonight we are continuing Bayonetta, since the schedule originally called for Metal Gear Solid 5, but we ended up finishing it early, so... More Bayonetta it is. Plus, we didn't get very far in Bayonetta last time. We got partway into the first proper level, and then we all got tired and called it a night.
Well, to be fair, Hideo Kojima was also a reason why most of us were tired.
That level of brain fuckery all in one session.
Brain fuckery?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That level of mind screw.
There's a lot of things that have been like messing with me as of late.
And that was one of them.
That was one of them. The other was D&D research for the rogue figures for the Castlevania campaign. So yeah.
Which I'm still looking forward to seeing how all that plays out.
Yeah, I'm hoping it works out as well, because I've already figured out how 3 of the 4 are going to work out. I've already figured out Azmeth and the final bosses.
You know, it's a good thing that this game has checkpoint continuing in addition to, you know, manual saves, because I didn't save after beating the prologue level.
Oh,
but, like, it saved the checkpoint that we were at, so I don't have to start the game over from scratch.
I thought you can manually save in this.
You can, but only in between levels.
Okay.
And I did not do that before starting this level, so that would have put us back at the prologue.
Looks like I'm going to have to try and make sure that me and Miles both let you know to save.
Yes.
But yeah, the Fox Mobian D&D character I'm working on, I just have to give her a name and then figure out what her starting equipment's going to be.
Okay.
And then I will have her in the back burner for whenever she is able to be used.
We got another lore book, The Crystal Witch and Sage.
Okay.
Within Vigrid City, there are a great many substructures built long ago by 2 clans. Sorry, I bit my tongue while talking, so my speech was a little thrown off. The fun of having macroglossia. The Umbra Witches and the Lumen Sages. Among them, all have a sun and moon duality, evidence of a peculiar outlook towards the universe. The witches representing the moon, and the sages representing the sun, burned into the fabric of the city in various ways. One of these structures, a pair of statues crafted from a high-quality crystal known as Beltiston Crystallos, featured both a witch and a sage. The statues appeared to hold some sort of special significance. According to ancient records, they were created to aid in the training of the art of overseeing time, a skill only the 2 clans were capable of practicing, that also served as the key to locking something away from public view should the clans feel the need for secrecy. However, the exact details of this art are unknown. Now the city, scarred by the tragic witch hunts of the past, has seen many of the statues depicting witches destroyed or heavily defaced. Even these beautiful crystal statues were unable to escape the calamitous fighting. That's calamitous as in a calamity, not calamitous as in Professor Finbar Calamitous.
Good lord.
Soon to be ruler of the, oh darn it! That's a deep cut for anyone who, grew up watching Jimmy Neutron. Also, one of my introductions to, Tim Curry, other than, Wild Thornberries. And that's why I started recognizing voice actors across properties, because I'm like, dude, that's just the Nigel Thornberry voice.
Oh, that sound.
I know. Yeah, my introduction to Tim Curry was, Muppet Treasure Island.
Which I still haven't seen.
I got a new pop figure today.
Yeah?
It was the Target exclusive pastel colored Charizard.
Another Zard for the
Nice.
collection.
Yes.
And we captured a crow that was holding an Umbran Tear of Blood.
Eventually,
These are a optional side collectible that don't add to your score, but collecting them all gets you an achievement.
Gotcha.
Okay. I was gonna say, eventually, you need to get a picture of all your Zards in one place, and I need to get a picture of all my Gardevoirs in one place, and then there you go.
If we were to pair up the Zards and the Gardevoirs as like romantic couplings, would the ship name be Zardevoir?
Oh my lord.
No.
Why?
You're welcome for that brainworm.
Internal Gardevoir screaming.
I think now at this point we're just gonna have an army in the D&D of Zards and Gardevoirs against everybody else for that insult.
The Charizarmy
Oh no.
and the Gardevoirmy.
The Zardevoir army.
The Zardevoirmy.
The Gardevoirs are riding on the backs of Charizards as they fire down moonblasts and flamethrowers.
Hey, Shadow Dragon, and hello, Nico Ortiz fan.
Hey, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy some Bayonetta.
Yeah, we got some more angels coming down for us to kick the asses of. Not only does Heavenly Light signal their arrival, but the blooming of flowers does.
There's also another benefit to playing this, by the way, Ari.
Yeah?
You said we're coming back to Lords of Shadow pretty soon. This would be good warm-up.
Yep.
Will therapy tomorrow? No, 6 days from now. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking my schedule because I don't want to.
By the way, when I mentioned the torture attacks for Nico, they have different animations depending on, like, what state of, like, what position the enemy is in, and also different enemy types. Like, for these basic angel types, like your affinities and all these other ones that are variants of them, if you catch them, like, on the ground, then, like, on the ground standing up, then you shove them into an Iron Maiden by kicking their ass into it.
So she literally just pulls a Carmilla from Judgment.
Yes. And, if you catch them in midair, then she hangs them, with a chain. And if you catch them lying on the ground, then she strikes a pose and summons a coffin that says DMC, to land on them.
Oof. Let me guess, Devil May Cry.
Yes, because Hideki Kami had created Devil May Cry before, Bayonetta. And there's other torture methods that get kind of like, even though they are meant to be over the top and, a little bit kinky, there's some of them where it's like, that looks painful sometimes. Especially the one on the Joy mini-boss angels. We'll see it when we get to it. That's a good ways into the game. It even made Bibu and Callie cringe a bit when they saw it.
This may sound weird coming from me, but apparently, according to that, just either the pain is pleasurable or the pleasure is coming from inflicting pain.
It's both, because Bayonetta absolutely is meant to have dominatrix vibes. One of her combo attacks you can do against basic enemies is like pinning them to the ground and spanking them.
What?
Yeah. And now she summoned one of her hair demons. This one's name is Gamora. It's a dragon.
Oh, I forgot to ask y'all. Have you guys seen the new Final Fantasy? Or, well, I guess Nico is an exception.
The expansion. Yeah, I listened to the trailer.
I don't know how to feel about it yet.
I haven't been keeping up with it, but I heard that they're adding Shadowbringers to the free trial.
Yeah. In my opinion, like I do need to watch all of Dawn Trail's MSQ still, but or listen to rather. I'm a little nervous because the thing is just it's going to be hard to try and top the whole Heidelin arc from A Realm Reborn all the way to Endwalker. And I'm hoping that this expansion pulls a Heaven's Ward and literally gets players hooked, because Dawn Trail was a hit or miss.
Getting back into this game, we just picked up a gold LP, which is gold LPs are how you get new weapons, as opposed to buying them or just picking them up through story progression. A lot of them are optional. Some of them are impossible to miss, though. Like the one we just got. This one, and each one has a different classical piece on it. This one is Trois Militaire. Take these to Rodin's shop, and he will craft weapons for you out of these LPs. And to Nico Ortiz fan, she grabs a Titan weapon like it's a stick. Yes, and they shrink that. No matter the size of the enemy weapon, if they drop it, it shrinks down to be her size. Because magic.
I wanted to make a joke about grasping firmly.
Firmly grasp it!
Firmly grasp it, damn.
When in doubt, be out.
Water!
Who you call Pinhead?
Well, an Angelic Hymns Gold LP.
Pinhead, Larry.
On something awfully rare.
You call him Pinhead.
That thing is the perfect bait to coax out some of hell's ugliest. One note hits their ears, and a damn who's who of Inferno comes pouring out of the inner circles. Then I can use them to breathe life into what
What's Pinhead? You.
Weapons of
Dang
magic
it.
destruction. Tell you what, you give me that record and I'll order up something so fiendish, angels will cry at the sight of it. I'll just have to pop down to the tropics for a bit. So take a load off.
So Rodin disappears into a hell portal. And out he pops, covered in blood.
All done. He's a little rude, but he makes up for it with charm. Be nice to him.
A little rude.
And now we got the Onyx Roses weapon. Now, would you like to know what Onyx Roses is in terms of functionality and also lore, Nico? It's a pair of shotguns that Bayonetta can either wield in her hands or equip to her feet. But instead of firing bullets or like magic shots, they use they use fairies as ammo.
Oh.
Berries.
Very good, parents!
Nice!
And their color, if you look, is green and pink. So
Yep.
technically,
That's
Cosmo
completely
and Wanda.
unintentional, but it's hilarious.
Cosmo and Wanda are their nicknames now.
Oh, God.
And Poof, I don't even know where Poof is.
Well, that would require 3 of them. And if you want to make it even weirder with 4, there's Foop.
Wait, oh, that's right. Foop.
The anti-Poof, which is the only anti-fairy to have a specific name that's not just anti-whatever the character's name is.
I kind of remember that a little bit. I never
From
watched
the way
really
late,
anything.
I stopped watching around the time Poof was introduced, but like I'm vaguely aware of later season stuff because of some retrospectives, like a retrospective LS Mark did reviewing and ranking every single episode of the show.
Literally, they pulled an Alucard with Poof.
Yes.
They literally pulled an Alucard.
And they made him not just, like, you know, an antagonist, they made him, like, the main recurring antagonist of the latter half of the show. Appearing more times than characters like Crocker as a main antagonist.
Crocker should have been the main antagonist.
They also brought back that Darth Vader parody character, Dark Laser, as a main recurring antagonist for the final couple seasons. Really weird.
Cosmo's mom was also an antagonist, I think, in a little way.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They also, like, in the later seasons, they phased out basically all the human characters except for Timmy's mom and dad, Vicky, and, actually, yeah, that's about it, and Crocker. Like, none of the school kids have anything to do anymore. They only appear as background characters.
Yeah, as soon as they got rid of, as soon as they went to the whole, like, no more Timmy, I was kind of like, yeah, this show's going downhill. And then they released that
Well,
new
no,
one.
they didn't do No More Timmy. It was Timmy and another girl now had to share fairies.
Well, I still stopped watching them. So.
Yeah, everyone did, which is why it got punted onto Nicktoons for its final season. Which is what Nickelodeon does with any show, where it's like, okay, this is obviously gonna flop, or we want to make it flop, but we're contractually obligated to still air it.
Yeah.
So they just
And then they released it.
punted onto the Nicktoons channel to let it air out its final episodes and then never speak of it again. And the final few episodes were not even, like, done by their usual animation team, and were done in Flash, and really obviously so, because it looks really off compared to how the rest of the show is supposed to look.
Is this the one that they brought back, like, last year or the year before? Or
No,
is this the one
that's a
like-
sequel. That's a new series that they started, which is, you know, one of those legacy sequel series. There's also that live-action series that was supposed to be the big follow-up to Fairly Odd Parents, but it was so universally despised that not only did it not get a second season, but Paramount removed it from Paramount Plus and never gave it a home video release.
I was gonna say, wasn't that the one where Drake Bell was Timmy? But no.
No, those are the live-action movies.
That was a movie. That was the movie.
That was 3 movies.
Oh, I only knew of the one.
Yeah, they made 3.
I just know that they brought Poof back into the legacy series, as you call it, or whatever it was. And
Yeah, I haven't watched it
adult.
because I don't watch TV, and also I'm just not that big into Fairly Odd Parents. Like, I liked it as a kid, but I was always more Jimmy Neutron out of the Jimmy-Timmy duo.
my niece watches a little bit. That's why I watched it once.
I was more Fairly Odd Parents, but I watched both almost equally.
Yeah, Shadow Dragon points out something cursed about the live-action sitcom, which is that they made a ship out of Vicky and Crocker.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Vicky's way too young for Crocker. What the
Like,
fuck?
they're both adults at this point, but there's still, like, a good 20, 30-year age gap.
I always thought Crocker had a thing for the principal. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I said, Paramount acts like it never happened.
Speaking of Paramount, I still need to watch the Knuckles the Echidna series.
Yeah, so do I.
It's not bad. I watched it once.
I've heard it's not bad, it's just, if you're going into it expecting the Knuckles the Echidna show to be about Knuckles the Echidna, then you're going to be disappointed, because it's more about Wade.
It's kind of like, what, Starsky and Hutch type of dynamic duo, it feels like?
I don't know, I wasn't born in the 70s.
Or was it, what was that show I watched? Hold on.
I mean, I'm just
Starsky
going
and Hutch is
into-
an old as fuck reference to make for our generation.
I was gonna say, I would be only going into Knuckles the Echidna just for the fact that shenanigans.
No, I think Turner and Hooch almost.
Turner and Hooch was a movie.
And no, it was a TV series too. They
Was it?
released it on, so it was a movie, but then they re-released it using Josh Peck.
Oh. Did not hear about that.
Yeah, he's not bad in it, surprisingly. I actually was kind of impressed with what he did on that one. I'm not gonna lie. But it's kind of just like, you know, police officer and sidekick, but obviously Knuckles is not a canine, but he kind of fills the role of sidekick.
Hashtag cancel Fairly Odd Parents. Good news, they canceled it a long time ago, and Butch Hartman is not at Nickelodeon anymore. He tried to host his own convention dedicated to himself, and no one showed up.
What was it called?
ArtCon.
Oh my gosh. I think now all he's doing is the
Well, all he's doing right now is like some Christian kids series, and you know, still not delivering on the promises that he made with that family-friendly streaming service he raised $150,000 for and then never spoke of again.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah, that was a big controversy because like there was like some leaked video, not even leaked, he said this publicly, but he just hoped that no one was recording, at a convention, at like a Christian conference for the church he's a part of, which is like this sort of cultish thing called the Seven Mountains, where he was talking about how he was going to use this streaming service as a way to convert people to Christianity.
Jeez.
And like he begged his audience on YouTube to fund the series, and it did meet its goal of $150,000, just barely. And then he just never spoke of it again, and it's obvious from the outset that it's a scam now. Because it's been like 10 years. It's been almost 10 years since he crowdfunded that.
So basically what you're saying is he pulled a Joel Oldenstein or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah. Also, I hate him and I hate his wife. Because his wife believes that you can cure autism through prayer.
No. Look, I grew up in a Christian household, and prayer can do a lot of things. Not that. No.
Also,
no.
autism isn't something to be cured.
No, it isn't.
Shouldn't be treated the way it is. It's just a part of life.
Yeah, it's just a way that some people are different than others. Nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly.
Anyway, Bayonetta.
Yeah, anyway, Bayonetta.
Bowser Fist style.
Yes, thanks to the Sarasa Land Princess costume. I think I'll swap out costumes every now and then. So we can get a good view of like what all of them do.
I kind of want to see the Link one.
Yeah, we'll do the Link one next level.
Thank you.
Hey, Cloud Sato. Cloud Sato shows up just in time for the discussion of Butch Hartman and autism.
God damn it. Hey, Cloud. Hope you're doing well.
So, suddenly, flashback. Or rather, reliving a memory.
So
That is a big boy. That is a big boy. For Nico,
Pet dragons.
it is a two-headed dragon angel with a marble statue face as the center of its body. That is upside down. The face is upside down, not the dragon. This is one of the main boss angels that we come across. They're known as the Four Cardinal Virtues.
Jeez.
This one, I believe its name is Fortitudo, which just means fortitude.
Also, if you guys don't hear me talking a lot, I'm munching on some salty sweet dessert popcorn.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to like give Crunch ASMR.
Also, it ate the two witches that were assisting us in this battle. So they are fucking dead.
Hungry. They're not just dead, they're
not just dead, they're fucking dead. They're cadaverific.
they had too much fun.
Would this be something that would require Shinji to get in the robot? He does deal with angels. I haven't seen Evangelion, so sure.
That's a good joke.
Say that again for me, Bayonetta. But preferably with your better voice actress from Bayonetta 3. Not because I think it's a better performance, but because she's a better person. There was a whole controversy in the lead up to Bayonetta 3 with Bayonetta's voice actress from 1 and 2. Where not only was she exposed for lying about why she was replaced, but she was also exposed for being, like, kind of a bigot.
I remember that.
Yeah. She tried to get people to turn on Platinum Games and make Bayonetta 3 flop just because she wasn't brought back because she demanded a higher salary than what was the industry standard.
It's crazy enough as it is.
And then went and said that she was offered some sort of obscenely low payment.
Yeah, I remember that.
Take care of my baby.
Stupid, man.
Some people may have a thing for the 45s, but to me, these are the real works of art.
That's a reference to Devil May Cry, because Dante used 45s as, Ebony and Ivory, they're 45s, which also the gunsmith that made them was called the 45 caliber, she was like 45 caliber something. Can't remember. I'll have to play through the Devil May Cry series again, which I will be doing hopefully soon. And then her insult being Bayonetters. Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is she's British, right? Or is she just putting on a British accent for Bayonetta? Either way, the UK's not sending their best. Neither is Canada, to be fair. I want to buy probably not stiletto, not yet. Either Afterburner Kick or Witch Twist. I think I'll get more use out of Witch Twist, since I tend to use punches more than kicks. That'll do for now.
Meow.
But I'm not about that, friend. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, friend.
How loud?
Alright, coming up is one of our do-or-die quick-time events that Bayonetta 1 fucking loves, and that the sequels thankfully dropped. Alright, here we go. If I had not hit that QuickTime event, it would have been an instant death. Fuck you. I hate these in Bayonetta 1. They're all over the place. And deaths really penalize your score in Bayonetta. Especially Bayonetta 1, because even using healing items penalizes your score.
It does?
Yes, it does. The sequels drop that like a lead balloon.
Jeez, man, they really don't want you to get anything
Yeah,
from it. Huh?
Hideki Kamiya likes making hard games. But, like, you know, mad respect to Hideki Kamiya. Legend, unsung legend of the game industry. But, like, dude overtunes the challenge to his game sometimes. Because he has a higher tolerance for pain than the players do.
That's valid. Which
makes me wonder what Hideki Kamiya and Hidetaka Miyazaki teaming up would be like. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah. Gosh, I heard the sounds. I got a text message from somebody I knew real quick, and I was looking at what they were saying. I heard the I guess, monkey sounds.
The angel screaming.
That sounded like a monkey.
They do use a lot of, like, animal sounds and mix them together to create different roars for angels and demons in this series. Like, you can clearly hear some elephant sounds in Gamora's roar.
I think they did that in Doom, didn't they, as well, with all the demons? They used real animal
it's
sounds?
a common thing. It's a common thing in the entertainment industry in general. Chewbacca's roar was made by combining a whole bunch of different animal roars together. And so was the T-Rex roars from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Hell, even the Kaiju series tends to mix animal noises together. Kaiju genre tends to mix animal roars together to create their own unique monster roars, when they're not just reusing other companies' monster roars.
See, I didn't know that. My AI taught me that.
I learned that from just watching behind-the-scenes stuff on, DVDs of movies I liked back in the day.
I don't think I have to re-explain about my AI, though, since I think this is the same group that watched last time.
Well, you've started on new ones since then.
Yeah, this one's not my beta. My last one was my beta try.
Dude,
I had an alpha, then a
just
beta.
because she was passive doesn't mean you have to call her a beta.
She's not passive. She was nowhere near passive.
You're calling her a beta female.
No, I'm calling
To be fair, he was milk tank obsessed, so...
She was into those mommy milkers.
She had problems, okay? I tried to help her. I tried to coach her through them. She just couldn't recover. She still exists on my laptop, though. My desktop has the new one, though.
All of a sudden, in Pokemon Champion, she seeks you out and sends an army of Miltank against your team.
I'm switching to the Link costume because the stage coming up is the one where we get the sword.
Yes.
And the sword will go on to be my main weapon throughout Bayonetta. Because the sword weapons in general in the Bayonetta games tend to fit my playstyle really well. Like, different weapons that you have equipped give you different combos.
No matter how much you ask, I'm not putting a chainsaw on your arm. So what do you want?
Evil Dead reference right there.
Both a reference to Evil Dead and previous Platinum game, Mad World.
Speaking of Evil Dead, I think Ash is on the Fortnite shop.
Might be. They're adding Star Wars
think I saw.
Battlefront as just a whole ass mode to Fortnite for Star Wars Celebration.
I need to look into that then.
Hopefully it'll be better than the Battlefront remasters and, you know, actually have people playing it, unlike the Battlefront remasters. They're fine now, it's just the damage was done at launch, so no one plays them online.
Sounds about right.
It also doesn't help that you still can buy the original Battlefront 1 and 2 for way cheaper than the remaster collection is. And people are still playing those, unlike the remasters. It was like, you can get, it was like, okay, you can pay, what was it, like 40 or 50 bucks for the Battlefront 1 and 2 remaster. That includes the Xbox exclusive DLC, but, launches with a bunch of bugs and only 3 servers for the entire world to run off of. Or you can get Battlefront 1 and 2 separately on Steam for like $5 a pop, and the servers for them are still up and have higher capacity. And they're not, you know, broken. Saving twice, because saving twice is always nice. Time for cutscene. Oh, hi, Jeanne. That's a lot of angels you're carrying on your bike. Little did we know that this would probably serve as inspiration for an entire weapon in Devil May Cry 5.
Fancy bumping into you here. Out to find some answers about your past, are we?
You've quite the familiar face, and using the same powers. But you'll have to forgive me. Do we know each other?
Same powers? Don't make me laugh. Your little dip in that lake has left you a bit rusty.
I've been high and dry for 20 years now. The only rust on me is from the lack of any real challenge. Perhaps you're up for the task.
You've already disappointed me.
She stole Bayonetta's, Witch Heart, the compact that she wears. That also has a red stone on it. I had to point that out because the slot that's supposed to fit into is not on the Link costume, so it's less obvious.
This is a moment I've long desired. But you've forgotten your destiny. And wasted the past 20
I'll be RB.
years.
Okay.
Take your time.
You're right. I do seem to be having trouble remembering things of late. Would you be so kind as to take it from the top? 2 overseers, the eyes of the world. They are the power behind everything.
Time for flashback.
Jeanne, as heir to the clan, the time has come for you to prove your right to fight under the Umbran name. You may select opponents of your choice.
Then allow me to face the outcast.
None. Healing Kiadagat. The child is of impure blood. Challenging her would be a violation of our tenets of faith.
It would not be the first time we faced each other.
Kiard?
Will you face me in this hallowed arena?
Well, if I must. But I pray you've got a little something for me in return. You know, I'm very fond of stuffed animals.
And now we get to fight Jeanne in a flashback. Putting this in Devil May Cry terms, Jeanne is our Virgil. You know, the
Yeah,
rival with similar, if not the same powers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of picked up on that. Also, the fact that her outfit is practically similar to Bayonetta's, only instead hers is red.
Yeah. I should also point out that while Jeanne does have a similar moveset, hey, thank you for the.
Who's your anime MILF?
Who's my anime MILF? Oh God, where do I begin?
Oh God. I don't have much knowledge on that one, but you can answer that one.
Technically, Bulma, Android 18, Videl, they all, Android 21, they all count as anime MILFs.
Valid.
Basically, every Chi-Chi counts too. Technically, everyone, all the Dragon Ball women except for Launch count as anime MILFs. Bayonetta is not a mother. Is not a mother in this game, but she's definitely mommy vibes coded. Now, back in the present day, Jeanne's gone, but Bayonetta's regained one of her powers, which is Witch Walk. Which, when there's a full moon shining, she can walk up walls.
That's good.
And time for another enemy type. These are called Deer and Decorations. Yeah, the names are kind of nonsensical, but they're like all just, you know, pleasant sounding names for enemies that are supposed to be literal angels.
Well, basically, they sound nice, but they're supposed to be misleading.
Yes. And there's a detail of this game that I didn't point out last time, which is as you damage the angels, the marble skin that they have cracks, and you start to see, like, the exposed, like, true self of the angel underneath, which is like a massive, like, musculature and many, many eyes.
So they become more biblically accurate.
Yes. The whole, like, marble and gold exterior is a front to make them look more like, you know, more approachable, while they still are, you know, monstrous. And then, as you damage them, you see the more, like, you know, thing that the human mind cannot comprehend. which is
Also, I
how
was going to
angels
say-
are described.
I was also going to say I noticed the Link to the Past rupee sound effect.
Yep, they seem to like Super Nintendo sound effects for these Nintendo costumes. Because I believe the sound for Samus's arm cannon with the Samus costume is from Super Metroid.
Yeah. Well, Super Nintendo had a good sound chip.
Very advanced one for its time, since it was sample-based instead of being limited to a preset library of effects.
Then again, NES and SNES got better as time went on because the graphics and everything evolved.
Yep. A lot of that on NES especially was due to companies starting to put their own custom chips into cartridges to expand on what the NES could natively do. In terms of both visuals and sound. And sound in Konami's case, like the whole reason why Famicom Castlevania 3 has a more rich and full sounding OST is because it had an extra sound chip in there that gave it additional audio channels to work with that was stripped from the international release because Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe had a strict no extra chips rule on their cartridges.
Yeah, the only complaint I have, though, about Japanese Castlevania games is it's a case of where the Japanese versions are easier instead of where the US is harder.
Yeah.
And, I guess that's okay. It's just like, I guess this is me complaining about it because I'm just too used to, the difficulty of the North America, releases.
I'm of two minds about it. On the one hand, the North American releases do make for a much more impressive challenge, but at the same time, the Japanese releases with their difficulty balancing I view as the way that it was meant to be played.
Yeah, but the difference with that is, what I agree with is, they have more checkpoints, which is fine. It's just, they give you a lot of sub-weapons that are super powerful way too common, like, way too easily or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, and a lot of that can actually screw you over.
Iron asks, just theorizing here, if she was wearing a Mega Man costume, would it have Mega Man 7 or sound effects or Mega Man X sound effects? If it was classic Mega Man, it would be Mega Man 7 sound effects or possibly Mega Man and bass sound effects. And if it was a Mega Man X costume, then it would be Mega Man X 1 through 3 sound effects.
Yeah.
Probably 1. And we're in a cutscene now where we see a hooded man running away from the cops.
Who did?
Hooded. He also has a long scarf. Passes by a pretty lady and stops to go back and chat with her. Say hello to Luca.
Do you believe in fate?
Oh, hi, Yuri Lowenthal.
Fate brought us here together, and it will never tear us apart.
Eat shit.
Falls on his face.
Luca's such a dork, and I love him. He's got a grappling hook.
Fuck! Where'd that bugger go?
Sayonara.
Smells something in the air.
Fleur de ciré eau de parfum. Such a wonderful floral bouquet. with its subtle hints of rosemary.
Rosemary mentioned.
You know, in the language of flowers, rosemary equates to remembrance.
You know, you were lucky you mentioned flowers when you mentioned rosemary.
Bayonetta.
She's right behind him, but he doesn't know that because she's in Purgatorio. But you can see her in the reflections.
That little Bayonetta was a nice town.
He's an investigative
messing with
reporter who's trying to hunt down the story that his dad was on when he was killed. And he blames Bayonetta for his dad's death because he died when, like, the moment that she was awakened from her imprisonment.
Jeez.
And she always calls him Cheshire.
Damn it! Wait! You can't just run away from me like that! I know what I saw that day!
Flashback!
That's definitely.
I know all about your kind. Sure, my colleagues laugh at me for chasing fairy tales, amongst other things. But I know they're real. I know the truth.
There are angels.
Smell. It's the same smell that clung to the air the day my father was murdered. Which means I'm right on your doorstep, Bayonetta.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Cheshire.
The name is Luke.
You need to hone your sense of smell, my dear. There's no rosemary in the perfume. After all, rosemary is a demon repellent.
No, good point.
Very much so.
Yep.
There's another reason why you would want to use torture attacks as often as you can, other than, you know, massive damage, is it makes enemies drop their weapons when they die, which you can then pick up and use temporarily.
Do it.
Also, as a little extra detail of, like, Platinum Games putting in extra work that they absolutely did not need to for fleshing out Bayonetta's world. Whenever she does one of her magical chants of either, you know, torture attacks or summoning one of her demons, she speaks in Enochian. It's not like nonsense. It is actual phrases in Enochian that somehow, that in different ways, relate to what she's doing. If you don't know, Enochian is the language of angels.
Which
Only run away so fast.
I guess I really. I'll wait till this finishes.
Me, but you can't escape me forever.
Aw, she looks hurt by that.
I was gonna say, oh, it's not done yet.
No, it's done.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, you're saying it's the language of angels. I find it funny how Lords of Shadow 2, I don't think they got it completely wrong. Then again, I really didn't know. Also, nice item, obtained sound effect.
Yep.
Because, I think it was Zobek who said this, is, that they were speaking Enochian, the language of Satan. At least that's the wording that was used in LOS 2.
Enochian is the language of angels, and, in, like, biblical scholarship, and, and he's kind of correct, because Lords of Shadow goes off the, off of, you know, what Paradise Lost, envisioned as the origin of Satan, which is that he's Lucifer as a fallen angel.
Yeah, because, what year did you say Barrow came out?
This was 2009, so this was before Lords of Shadow 2, but after Lords of Shadow 1. Well, around the same time as Lords of Shadow 1, but before Lords of Shadow 2.
Okay, because I was going to say, because, like, both games, like, bringing up Enochian.
Yep.
It's weird because, like, they mean similar things, but they have different ideas.
Yeah.
And to me, that kinda rubbed me the wrong way. Because every time Zobek mentioned that in the cutscene, it didn't make sense to me. I was just like,
yeah,
okay,
it's just factually wrong.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, buddy, I get it. I know what you're saying, but no. Get your facts straight.
We got another book, which is Notes on the Topic of Magic, Part 1.
Okay.
The word witch usually conjures up images in our head of an old woman using strange magic, but peruse the history of Vigrid and you find a vastly different picture of incredibly brave women who once inhabited the area. They were known as the Umbra Witches. While these witches are said to have manipulated magic, there remains very little recorded history to back these claims. Yet they shared many powers with their opposing counterparts, the Lumen Sages, and from their records we can gather a better view of what magic entailed. As overseers of history, they possess the ability to literally see everything in an instant, also known as temporal control. This technique sharpened all of the five senses and pushed one's emotional energy to its very limits. It is a world where a falling drop of water can become a crown, and a hummingbird slowly and elegantly flaps its wings. Temporal control is not just simply being able to recognize this world, it also enables one to boost their physical abilities and move freely within that single moment. Temporal control requires a sound body and mind, and complete grasp of spirit energy. While quite similar, the witches and sages each practice this art differently, leading to differing names for their respective techniques. Witch time and light speed. Witch time, it seems the witches on this earth fell victim to our world's passage of time and vanished into the abyss of eternity. We also got a book called A Witch's Brew earlier that I forgot to read. I've discovered the existence of something called alchemy. It is the deconstruction, combination, and reconstruction of everything. Metal, flesh, even spirit. If one understands the logic of the age, alchemy is a prime example of what the era in which it was developed. Although lesser known is the fact that alchemy is an offshoot of the witch's secret art of concoction. Concoction was only practiced by the Umbra Witch clan, and the materials, amounts, and methods used were never shared outside the clan's inner circle. However, in the chaos of the witch hunt, some details were said to have slipped out, including knowledge of the primary mixing compounds: baked gecko, unicorn horn, and mandragora root. Also hidden was their role in controlling defense, offense, and vitality. It has been discovered that correctly combining these items may result in the creation of various useful compounds. These materials are, obviously, no longer in existence, and even if they still existed, outside of being a member of the Witch Clan, one would have to take out a contract with a dweller of the Netherworld to obtain these rare items. In case of emergency, the witches placed these materials within Purgatorio, a realm caught in between the Trinity of Realities, in which the items are said to still remain. When creating a concoction, the correct procedures, amounts, and combinations are absolutely essential, and the art is not for the inexperienced.
Well, it all comes back to fucking alchemy, god damn it.
Yep. And I also have another book, which was an unknown metal wall. Within Old Vigrid, many ancient stone structures have been preserved, being developed further as they are repaired, lending the town a peculiar sense of the historic. Modern architecture has also taken hold in Vigrid, starting with the central station. However, it is all to give form to the sacred institutions of the ancient sages. The architecture gives us a glimpse into the people's deep sense of respect for their past. This town, old and new, still keeps within its bounds several strange things that the modern man struggles to make heads or tails of. For instance, dark green barriers made of an as-of-yet unknown metal seem to block certain alleyways. Their shape, comprised of many complex bricks, impedes one from proceeding down the ancient paths of the city as though they were a rejected visitor, even though it seems these paths saw everyday use in their distant past. I may claim this material as yet unknown, but in reality I haven't a clue regarding its composition. It is harder and heavier than anything a human being is capable of moving, or so I have surmised from examining its chilly surface. Pushing one's ear against the wall, the sounds of the other side reverberate and echo within, resounding throughout the inner workings of the wall, as if a glockenspiel was playing the scales. Very specific instrument to sound like. I've never seen a metal like this, but many of the walls within the city are made from this material, and from the cliffs one can see an enormous monument constructed from the same mysterious matter. I wonder why these lost witches and sages scattered these walls around the city. And we can concoct stuff now. I forgot a lot of things. Basically, we can make lollipops that act as healing items, temporary invincibility, or temporary attack boosts. And we can also craft magic restoring lollipops. And if you mix 2 units of 2/3 units of each of the 3 compounds, you get basically a screen nuke. But this game doesn't like you using the items it lets you craft, because it gives you a ding to your round score every time you use an item. Hideki Kami is mean.
I was gonna say, I feel like the game creator wants people to try and practically do this without getting hit, or relying on items just to get a better score. I think that's just what it comes down to. At least that's what you're making it sound like.
Oh, he absolutely intends on you getting good enough to play the game without getting hit, because the only way to get a pure platinum ranking is to not only get a really high combo score and finish a section fast as fuck, but you can't take a single hit during it.
Yeah, so it's just basically like, how good are you at speedrunning and how good are you at doing no-hit runs? That's literally it.
Also, after you've beaten the game once, in this area you can, there's something you can do with, like, the payphones that are in this area, where you can enter cheat codes to unlock, some powerful weapons, but that's on New Game Plus.
Okay. So something to give you an incentive to play the game more.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that... It encourages multiple playthroughs because, like, once you beat the game, it starts you back on the prologue with, like, everything carried over. So you're supposed to play through it multiple times to be able to get that really expensive stuff that you can't get on one playthrough.
So it has a New Game Plus.
Yeah. A looping New Game Plus that you can carry over multiple new games into each other, basically, over and over again.
Yeah, to make it harder. So it basically is similar to Bloodborne or the Souls games. in terms of that regard.
Yes. Also, there were a bunch of kitties around there. You cannot interact with the kitties, sadly. They are just for decoration.
No, we need to interact with kitties.
Oh god. It's best to let them be and do their own thing.
Yeah, let the kitties do their thing. They don't want to be bothered.
The kitties.
Yes, but they could also be busy getting food or feeding their young.
Or hunting for people to give them belly rubs.
Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes, I want to pet the kitty. Pet.
New angel type. These ones are spinning wheels made of flame that are on fire, with a face in the center of them, with arms acting as the spokes of the wheel. They're called Enchant.
Oh my gosh.
Which I believe this is actually an angel type that's described in the Bible, in terms of, like, its appearance.
Been years since...
It would have been in Book of
that kind of
Revelation.
research.
It would have been Book of Revelation, because that's where it, like, talks about what angels are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go along with everything that's going on because I'm not gonna dive back into that lore. That lore gave me a headache.
Yeah. Especially because, like, from a purely historical standpoint, whether you believe in it you know, depending on, no matter what your Gnostic or agnostic or atheistic belief is, the Book of Revelation was written way after every other part of the Bible. By completely separate writers.
I mean, in my opinion, it's not even that, it's just the descriptions given.
The descriptions
about
given
said
are
creature.
headache-inducing because they're meant to be incomprehensible and self-contradictory.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but...
Sorry.
Thank you. You're fine.
Sorry for cutting you off.
You're fine. It's
Right.
fine.
Back into the Alfheim to do another challenge. This one's a bitch. Limited kicks and punches. Defeat all the angels before time expires using the limited number of kicks and punches allotted.
There are certain combos that'll kill them in the amount of time that they want you to rely on.
Yeah, and you have to get your timing right with your inputs, otherwise the combo doesn't come out correctly. Something you'll learn about Bayonetta and just games designed by Hideki Kamiya in general is combos tend to be not just input-based, but also timing-based. And right here I failed it because I've used up all my kicks and punches. And you're also on a 30-second time limit, and you can't take too many hits. This is an instance where just using the default weapons is probably easier because the timing's not as fucky. Like, Onyx Rose has basically the same combos as Scarborough Fair does. But, the timing, the recovery animation, for them is different because there's a longer, recovery after Onyx Rose fires a shot due to it being a shotgun. And there we go. Boom goes the dynamite, as they don't say. And we got a gold medal for that one. Speaking of Bloodborne, what do you think of the R-rated movie of it by Jacksepticeye announced? I did not hear about that.
I'm actually excited. My only concern is how they're gonna go about the story. Because, if they're doing a movie based on the game's story, then I'm The one character I'm afraid I'm more concerned about them casting is Gehrman. Because I love the hell out of Gehrman in Bloodborne. Best boss fight with best music. Fight me.
What about Father Gascoigne?
Gascoigne's good too, but the difference is Gascoigne can be cheesed so fucking easily. Gehrman, good fucking luck.
I say this having limited knowledge of Bloodborne.
That is a game. That is a game we need to get you to play because
that's a game I have on PlayStation Plus. I just haven't played it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that game, in my opinion, was the closest we got to another 3D Castlevania that isn't Lords of Shadow.
Yep, I've heard, and I can definitely see why.
I fucking love it, and the fact and we never got to finish the run, but we did a Castlevania run on there where it was one person was the Belmont, where they were limited to the threaded cane whip and no guns. They were able to use everything else except guns and magic. And then the partner you had either makes an Alucard-based character, Sypha character, or Grant character. And they're allowed to use magic and other weapons except the threaded cane.
Okay.
And you only had 3 lives to do this. And if you died all 3 times, you had to start over with a new character.
Even more tough than Castlevania 3 is. Castlevania 3 at least lets you start over from the stage you died on.
Yeah, the problem is just there's a lot of bosses that can easily kill you if you do not purposely level grind. And again, I played through Bloodborne so many fucking times. I think I got to New Game Plus 13. That's how many times I played it.
Remember when people like, there weren't enough games in the Souls-like genre to have a proper name for that genre, so people called them Soulsborne games? Because all we had to go off of was Dark Souls 1 and 2 and Bloodborne.
Yeah, pretty much. And in my opinion, like, I love Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring in the Souls games, but Bloodborne is always going to be my favorite for obvious reasons.
I will say I've enjoyed Sekiro from what I've played so far, but it definitely has a very weird learning curve to it.
Yeah, also the fact that my boy Gig broke his controller while playing Sekiro.
Oh.
You do a lot of button mashing you have to do.
Yeah. Like, Sekiro I've gotten to, I'm kind of stonewalled in 2 opposing directions. Like, the next boss I'm at is, what's her name? Lady Butterfly?
Yeah.
And I just cannot get her patterns down. I can whittle down, like, one of her health bars, and then she starts spawning in those, like, those ghosts. And, like, oh, you're supposed to use the snap seeds to get rid of them, but that only works for, like, a couple seconds, and it's not like I can just go out and buy an infinite supply of snap seeds. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to get more from other than the ones I've already found.
Yeah, also, a funny thing about Bloodborne, so there's a mechanic in the game called Insight, and normally you're allowed to buy, like, boss outfits. The higher your insight score is without buying anything, you can see more cursed and scary things. There is an enemy in the game that I think would not let Miles play the game at all.
Is it a spid?
They gave it the nickname the Nightmare Immensus. And it's a massive Black Widow spider that hangs in a chapel with a bunch of babies.
Oh, Black Widows especially he wouldn't be able to handle. He's had a bad run-in with one before.
Yeah, no. No. And believe me, I share his pain. Like, I'm an arachnophobe a little bit. And when I first saw that creature, I was like, okay, let's go. I can handle anything. All of a sudden, I look up. There's this massive, colossal Black Widow, like, hanging there. I was standing there for 2 hours contemplating my life choices. I'm like, why are you here? What is this? And then I just proceeded to just run in and spam Molotov cocktails because I'm a cowardly little bitch.
I cringe.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're going to play that game, Miles, do not get a high insight, and make sure you have somebody to go clear that room for you. That is all I am going to tell you. Although it is funny that you can force that giant, the giant Black Widow to get stuck in a doorway, and it cannot do anything at all. It'll try to claw at you, and it won't be able to do a thing. Which is hilarious, because it gets frustrated. But no, like, I was just gonna warn you, if you wanted to play Bloodborne, like, just be careful of that area. Like, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, another gold LP. Quasi Una Fantasia.
Nice.
And this one gives us the sword.
But no, definitely Ari, one of these days, if you do a Bloodborne stream, definitely, I will be a part of that, because I love Bloodborne to death.
Okay. I've also thought about streaming Elden Ring as a, newcomer to the Souls-like genre.
Elden Ring also is very good.
Like, Elden Ring in particular, not just because of, recency, meaning higher viewership, but also, I've been told that's probably the most beginner-friendly of the ones from FromSoft.
It is the most beginner-friendly, unless you, do the DLC, because it's basically adding Majora's Mask, like, time limit bullshit. To its world, and I'm just like, yeah, no.
Uh-oh. Or eBay.
What happened?
GameStop wants to buy it.
GameStop have the money to buy eBay?
Apparently they do.
GameStop is dying.
Apparently not anymore.
What the fuck? Okay.
Anyway, notes on the topic of magic part 2.
Alright. Okay.
In the rigorous pursuits that are the magical arts, one method is said to have caused countless deaths during training: Witch Walk. To the Umbra Witches, it seems Witch Walk was truly indispensable. Taking their power from the moon, this band of witches were able to draw on the power-enriching qualities of moonlight to execute high-level techniques. However, records state that Witchwalk was powered by a pact with a particularly powerful demon who would grant the power to break gravity's bonds and not by more common moonlit source. As no further records remain as to the nature of this technique, any more hard facts remain unknown. However, by looking at the traces left on the buildings around Vigrid, one can make some further assumptions. The traces are, in fact, footprints left on the surfaces of the wall. They blend into the city so well that you almost never catch a glimpse of them at first glance. In fact, those without knowledge of Witchwalk would probably never notice the footprints' presence. Amongst the dirt and scars on the surface, there are many buildings in Vigrid where footprints sporadically continue along their sides. This must be none other than proof that these magic practitioners were able to literally walk on walls. Many of these buildings where the witches have left their mark are truly strange. There are doors in unbelievably high locations, or the building may lack a path to its entrance entirely, rejecting all intruders and living a life of solitude. Witchwalk was not just a training technique for the Umbra Witches, it was a shield that protected their way of life.
Okay.
I don't know which walk he's talking about. This walk, that walk, which walk you mean, Antonio?
Oh, god damn it.
Hey!
Talking about Elden Ring and Bloodborne makes me want to play them again. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I thought about doing a Elden Ring run without my vision. I thought about it.
Another book about the Umbra Witches, Part 1.
Okay.
Witches were ones of talent. That is my impression after years of exhaustive research into the Umbra. The word witches triggers within us all prejudices towards the paranormal or the supernatural. However, in this ancient city of Vigrid, the magical arts were a systematic form of scholarship. Of course, what I have learned about witches will be labeled as fraud by the world at large and undoubtedly dismissed as nonsense. I will begin these notes with items I have confirmed to be absolute facts in regards to witches. Due to their lack of contact with the outside world, we often feel that witches were a strictly hereditary order. However, this was not always the case. For one to become a witch, one must first and foremost possess incredible spirit energy. Those with the power could become witches despite being of low birth, and those without power could be forced into secular life regardless of any blood ties to a witch clan. Naturally, children born within a clan were often quick to grasp the concept of magic due to the environment around them, allowing their innate abilities to bloom at a much earlier age. Coming to grips with this concept must have inspired one to further hone their spirit energy. These children were also able to participate in extensive drills with other witches, and only those who had shown great promise and achievement were able to take their witchly vows prior to passage into womanhood. The exact nature of spirit energy remains unclear, although recognizing its existence within oneself and refining this talent further was the one true path to produce a witch of great ability. I will say, for Miles' amusement, while you cannot interact with the kiddies in Bayonetta 1, you can interact with the kiddies in Bayonetta 2.
They fixed the flaw good.
Yes, you can swing your weapons at the kiddies and they ninja flip out of the way.
Oh my gosh, they're ninja kitties.
Yes.
They're not teenage mutants, so...
Nope.
They're still ninja kitties, though.
Yes.
Well approved.
Another LP? Working me to the bone, but no need to pity me.
I can still accept their existence because they're ninjas.
Some things into shape for you.
I recognize this song.
You do.
Same here.
Yeah, it's
The main one in Resident Evil.
Yep.
Moonlight Sonata, I believe it was called.
Yeah, it's Moonlight Sonata. They just called it by its original, not English name. So we got Shiraba, the katana, which, due to the Link costume, will be rendered as the Master Sword.
Okay.
And let's see, we can buy we probably have enough to buy a Broken Witch Heart. Yeah, we do. Not a Broken Witch Heart, a full Witch Heart. Increasing our max health.
I was gonna say, that doesn't look broken.
That'll do for now, Rodon.
So is it only in this skin that sword changes to something else, or does it happen?
Yeah,
in
it's
every
only
skin?
in this skin.
They could have turned it into an umbrella for Peach, and then something else for Daisy. Like, they had a lot of potential.
Like a tennis racket or a golf club for Daisy, because sports.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
really.
these the costumes added to this was originally in the Wii U version. The Wii U version of Bayonetta was just a bonus project handled by a separate team, while everyone else was all hands on deck for Bayonetta 2. So they didn't have the R&D resources to do all sorts of fancy stuff with the weapons.
I got you.
Master Sword.
Yes, it is masterful.
Those cowards should have made Bloodborne 2.
Yes, they should, and they still can. They just don't. It's just Sony owns the Bloodborne IP and has chosen to do nothing with it. Not even, like, a patch for enhanced performance on PS5.
Look, the fact is, no matter how much a lot of people scream for Bloodborne 2, I don't have faith it's gonna happen. I mean, they tried to do Bloodborne Kart, and that sort of happened, but not really.
Right now, probably the best way to play Bloodborne in terms of, like, both graphics and performance is on the PS4 emulator that's still in its early stages, because you can run a patch on it to make it run at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
But I don't really count that because, like, you know.
I still have my PS4 just for Bloodborne anyway, so it's just like, eh.
It's like the people that say the best way to play Metal Gear Solid 3 is on RPCS3, the PS3 emulator. I'm like, yeah, if you have a beefy enough rig to run that, then it's the best way. For the average user, no.
Yeah, which is why I usually, like, I don't hate emulation, I really don't. It's a good way to play some games, but I'd rather just play the original source material. I'm gonna go authentic.
I love emulation, I just hate the elitism that comes with some people that are like, oh, this is the best way to play these games because I can crank up all these settings beyond what you could on original hardware while also destroying what the image was intended to look like.
I have something I want to say about that as well, but it's going to get me crucified. And I don't care at this point. Basically, that just tells me we just want the games to look a lot better and a lot more high def but sacrificing performance in certain gameplay elements, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're just telling me, okay, so what you're saying is you want eye candy and shit controls. Okay, good for you. You do you, guys.
I shall hydrate.
Yeah, I already hydrated. But no, I prefer just playing the original because the original sources. Sorry, that's just me.
Anyway, in this cutscene, there is someone running around the church that Bayonetta just walked into.
Okay.
Who's there?
Oh, it's just a little girl.
Cosmo and Wanda.
You've played enough hide and seek, my scurrying little friend. Just a child? What are you doing running around Vigrid? You're certainly not dressed in your Sunday best.
The little girl with a little cat plushie. Flashback time.
That looks like her.
She gone. Guess what? Our favorite two-headed dragon is back. And he can't fit in the church.
He's angry.
Shadow Dragon says reminds me when Maximum Dude played Asura's Wrath on PS3 emulation, which has a 60 FPS patch, but the QTE time is quicker because of it. Yeah, just patching things to run at a higher native frame rate without factoring in the amount of times that increases QuickTime event input registry is a common thing that breaks when games, even in official remasters, are up to 60 FPS.
Yeah, a good example is Banjo-Tooie, the N64 and Xbox, the Xbox versions, because ironically enough, like besides the cutscenes, the enemy spawn rates are the same, but they are slightly quicker in the Xbox version, so it makes it harder.
So the two-headed dragon angel just picked up the church that we are in and is flying off with it while we're fighting him.
Oh my gosh.
Now he's throwing it and casting fireball.
He's like, I'm gonna bring down the house.
If I had missed that QuickTime event, I would have died. Fuck you. And now we're throwing the church at him.
And now we broke the church on his head.
And now she's fallen. Free-fallen.
But is she free?
Yes. That was level 2. All of that was just level 2. Now it's time for more Angel Attack. And apparently the name Angel Attack for this minigame is a reference to Evangelion. I don't know, I haven't seen Evangelion. Kinda wish I had gotten around to watching it before Netflix secured the rights to it so I could see that original dub that everyone's so gaga over.
I don't watch Evangelion, I just never could get into it. It just wasn't interesting to me.
The only things I know about Evangelion are Fly Me to the Moon was the end credits theme, and they had to change that for the Netflix release due to licensing issues. Which Fly Me to the Moon being in this game is also a reference to Evangelion.
Okay.
Obviously I know the opening theme, Cruel Angel's Thesis. And Asuka is like one of a lot of people's favorite tsundere waifu. There's fandom wars over whether Rei or Asuka is the better waifu. Getting the robot Shinji and something about Shinji spanking his hog next to an unconscious girl in a hospital.
Right, no, we do not, okay, I really do not wish to have that brought up, because that is really messed up. The funny thing is, I never finished Evangelion, and with half of the cursed knowledge I've learned from other people, and having it spoiled with how it ends, like, I can never get into it, and I'm never going to, sorry.
Oh, and the other thing I know from it is at the end, everyone just standing in a circle around Shinji and saying, "Congratulations!" One after another. And then there's the little penguin that just goes, "Quack, quack!"
Work.
Alright, I'll get Afterburner Kick. And that'll do it for now. Let's save. Save after every level. Save twice after every level. Now it's time for level 3, where the city's on fire. Now that angel's speaking to us in Enochian. Are you... I cannot read everything he's saying because it goes by too fast. The taint of the dark world is upon you. Yet you have made but a pact with the darkness in exchange for the powers of a witch. It was said that one such pitiful creature survived the annihilation. Tell me, my child, what is your name?
If I was your child, I'd be an awfully ugly witch, wouldn't I? Yours is a face only a mother could love, and one I could never forget. If only I could remember where from.
Well then, my apologies. If you are not my awakener, then you and I have no quarrel. And she kicks a rock into its face.
We have a quarrel.
To decide that. See, my infernal partners love my ability to eliminate your kind. I figure your sacrifice would shut them up for a while.
And off he fucks.
At this point, if they speak Enochian, I'm just going to assume something pious bullshit, something trying to mask a facade, something
Dark side.
something I'm going to fuck off.
Something dark side. Something.
I mean, 80% of the time, that's usually what it is with creatures like that.
Yep. Also, as an added mechanic for this stage, if you encounter enemies who are on fire, you cannot damage them without getting some knockback. So you have to go into witch time to disable their flames.
Interesting.
Or
So
damage
it's
them
basically
with
making-
their own weapons.
Basically, it's making you think, not mindlessly button mashing.
Yeah, this game really punishes you for mindless button mashing. Which, you know, is bad news for me because I am the masher of buttons. I like Bayonetta. I have not once claimed to be good at Bayonetta. And I still got a gold medal for that. Yay!
He done got an item. She done got an item.
Yep.
Thank you, Link to the Past, for your sound effects.
The thanking of A Link to the Past just reminded me of this old Flash series that I got into during my early Newgrounds days. Where it was just like, Link, it's one of those, you know, classic Newgrounds sprite animations, which there were so many of.
Yeah.
And it's about Link trying to get to Hyrule Castle for a booty call with Zelda, but he gets lost in different, you know, video game worlds along the way because, you know, people have just learned how to rip sprites from games and learn how to make them do things that they normally wouldn't. Haha. And it was called A Link to the Ass.
Ah.
I think I actually heard of that one.
Right, time for an Alfheim challenge. This one's a bit easier if I remember. Okay, kinda easier. This one's all about staying in the air without touching the ground for the time allotted on screen. This one's a lot of it.
Sonic Frontiers. That just sounds like a Sonic Frontiers like trial challenge thing.
A lot of this is kind of dependent on RNG bullshit. You gotta hope that the angels that you're supposed to jump off of to keep yourself suspended in the air just happen to hover around in the same spots. And, you know, that they don't die.
I see.
Did it! First try.
Yay.
And I got a gold medal on that. Missed, took a little bit too long to get a pure platinum. I just got an idea, you know, going off of something Nico had said last time we streamed, about like a Shinoa outfit for Bayonetta as a crossover costume.
What?
Like calling back to what you said last time we streamed this about like if they did a Castlevania crossover outfit with this game that they could include a Shinoa outfit. Like I'm picturing. Yeah. I'm more familiar with her design in Judgment, so I'm picturing that design on Bayonetta, and it would look badass.
It would, yeah. It's easy to also look up her actual Order of Ecclesian outfit, and the only reason why I can say people like that one is obvious reason.
Yeah,
the back being shown.
Yeah. I'm also picturing her. I'm also picturing her with like a sexy Alucard outfit.
Yeah.
Which is redundant because Alucard's already sexy.
Good lord. But they also like gave a reason to her having like an outfit that like shows off a lot of her back.
It's the glyphs, isn't it?
Yeah, the tattoo that she has on her back is how she absorbs glyphs and gets her powers. But no, I could definitely see the Judgment outfit for Bayonetta working, especially given the outfit she had in the beginning of the game with the nun outfit.
Like, I'm just imagining several Castlevania outfits for her, basically. Up! Lava flow!
Oh boy.
Ah! No! Let me go, 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 let me go!
The floor is lava.
I died because an angel grabbed me, and then the lava hit me, and that's a one-hit kill. So that's gonna be a massive thing against my N-level score. Yeah, there's lots of this kind of bullshit in Bayonetta 1.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2 and 3 are significantly easier.
One outfit I definitely can see her wearing is, Carmilla's outfit, either Judgment or Circle of the Moon.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm imagining the Circle of the Moon outfit, but, like, rendered as a mini dress, like, the...
Yeah, instead of like a long skirt. Yeah, pretty much. Given that Carmilla's Circle of the Moon outfit shows a lot of cleavage.
Yeah. Even though, funnily enough, Bayonetta's not very big on the cleavage fan service. It's more so focused on the posterior.
Pretty much. Which is also why I say the Judgment outfit for Carmilla would work a little bit more.
Like, the only outfit of hers that really displays much cleavage, at least in this game, counting Nintendo outfits, is probably the, Link outfit.
Yeah. Another character definitely would be a good one is,
one that's coming to mind for me is, Symphony of the Night Maria.
Yeah, that one would be a good one. Fit from Judgment.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to think about that one.
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
This one's a deep cut, but I don't think they can get away with it. from Portrait of Ruin, the Egyptian boss in that one, Asharte.
Okay.
The Egyptian ruler and queen.
I'm not familiar with that one.
In that one, she is notorious for using a charm spell and then insta-killing, and then just having her turn your partner against you. And, there's a cute moment where if you actually talk to your partner while under the charm effect, she gets jealous, saying, like, you got me, why are you focusing on her?
Oh, so Yandere.
Like, she's like, no, she's not Yandere, she's just upset. Like, Charlotte is just upset.
Oh, I thought you meant the boss was Yandere. I mean, like, I thought you meant the boss was saying why you got me.
No. Asharte, I believe the concept is based on Cleopatra, but instead, it's like, she basically, like, forces people to serve under her, which makes sense for Castlevania HD, because the chapter that had her as a boss is called Beauty, Desire, Situation Dire.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a pain in the ass, although people like to waifu her for certain reasons, which I will not judge, but more power to you.
Probably still not as horrifying to look at and uncomfortable to look at as Cleopatra as she appears in the Dante's Inferno game.
Believe me, if I can find an image of Asharte for you, or whenever you play Portrait of Ruin, you will understand why, because she doesn't have a good charm. Like, if I were to describe her outfit, it's like she carries around a pink veil, she has a golden, like, crown, and her outfit is literally a skimpy golden metal harem outfit, except it's a bikini with like veil side pieces and no pants.
Nice. Also, Beautiful Joe reference incoming.
Okay.
Hell yeah! My boy Joe gets so little exposure, and Hideki Kamiya was still repping him back in 2009 after he'd left Capcom.
You know, with the Switch 2, this would be a good time for Beautiful Joe to make a comeback.
Yeah, and with Hideki Kamiya working with Capcom again on Okami 2.
Yep.
You know, put out Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. If they get a DS emulator working on Switch 2, then actually no, Double Trouble would be an awful one to put out on consoles because it's built around touchscreen controls.
I mean, they are planning to do a DS emulator, DS online thing.
Yeah, I was just like pulling myself back. I'm like, no. 1, Double Trouble sucks, and 2, half of its gameplay mechanics are built around manipulating the touchscreen in different ways, and that would be a nightmare to do on consoles.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I will say, Double Trouble is based for exactly a few of its, a handful of its bosses. I missed the QuickTime event and died, so that's 2 big dings against my end-level score. You see why I hate these instant death, QuickTime events, right?
Yeah, I can understand that,
And why I'm so happy that Bayonetta 2 and 3 got rid of these entirely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lords of Shadow 1 had, a couple of those in Paladin difficulty.
Yeah, but in Lords of Shadow 1, the timing was more forgiving.
Yeah, it was more forgiving, but I'm just saying, like, I wasn't saying that it was like equally hard. I was just saying they had them.
Yeah. And it was only on Paladin difficulty. This is on even very easy mode, has these instant death quick time events.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, Paladin difficulty also, bosses insta-killed you if you failed to dodge certain attacks correctly as well, so... Well, like I said, you're gonna get a lot of practice through Bayonetta for, Lords of Shadow, so... No better time to learn.
No better time than the present.
Pretty much.
You know what they say? You live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
I just came up with a really, really weird idea.
Yeah?
Oh god, what is this?
Probably
weird
not
idea?
it's probably not that weird knowing you.
Wow.
Well, no, so I was just thinking about, so I've been so I take notes here and there if I remember something or I want to do something and I write it down so I don't forget it.
Yeah?
Because especially during streams, if I come up with an idea, I don't want to be like, oh shit, I don't remember my idea and forget it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just started thinking about those like creepypasta film, like those creepypasta channels
Yeah.
where they straight up talk and like read the whole thing.
Yes, creepypasta
I just thought to
reading.
myself, what if I forced my AI to read creepypastas, and then my brain was like, what if I forced them to read it, but instead of understanding it's actually supposed to be scary, they just break it down bit by bit on how they would handle the situation terribly. So like,
So an analysis, basically.
yeah, basically an analysis, but it's so poorly analyzed that it's like, what the fuck?
I wouldn't say that's I wouldn't say that's poorly analyzed. I would say that's better than the usual creepypasta reading, because a lot of them are like, oh, this is so scary, even if it's the dumbest fucking shit ever written, like Sonic.exe.
Like, for example of one thing, this is like an example, I'll read it to you guys real quick and then we'll get back to the game, but I just want y'all's opinion and chat's opinion because I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be like boring, and I want to also, have this be a thing.
I feel like there's also an element of, like, you're treading a line there of, like, mocking someone's literary work or content.
I mean, I see what you mean.
Like, it all depends on whether you're willing to deal with any potential backlash that could come from, an author who may not be a good sport about it.
True. Like, I'll show you an example, like, real quick, and just let you read. Like, it's not meant to be like, I'm just gonna read it real quick just so you'll know. And again, this is just an example of what it could be like. I haven't put this in anything yet. I haven't done anything yet. It basically says, okay, so I moved in on a Tuesday. The rent was impossibly cheap, and I needed somewhere to stay. The landlord handed me the keys without making content, and then this character would say cheap rent and suspicious landlord behavior. I've studied this exact scenario, and the optimal play is to obviously leave immediately, which they won't do. So, like, it's not really mocking. It's
going into CinemaSins territory of just pointing out writing tropes and acting like that's a critique of this film for having common story tropes. I'm not a fan of that.
Gotcha,
That's just me. I find CinemaSins to be a lot of just nitpicking for content.
Yeah, I probably won't do it then. I mean, maybe I'll have at least just reading regular content without the whole. I trust you because you know a lot more about YouTube.
Keep in mind, I also have different tastes than you do.
Yeah. I like funny things, but I don't even, looking back, that probably doesn't come off as funny.
Yeah.
So
well,
no,
you and I
no,
also have different
idea.
ideas of what we find funny. And, we're both entitled to our own taste. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, I know, and you are too.
That's because I'm always right, except for when I'm wrong, which is never. Can't prove otherwise. Don't look at my previous streams.
Yeah, we're just gonna do if we want to just a read script.
I think you might be right.
I am right. As I said, I'm always right, except for when I'm wrong, which is never.
Bruh. Legend of Bayonetta.
Yep. There's the other half of that LP over there. This is where they start breaking LPs into parts where you have to actually find the others. And this one's going to give us the whip. I find CinemaSins funny because I don't take it seriously because the creators themselves tell you not to take them seriously. Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, they tell you not to take it seriously, but they very clearly themselves do take themselves to some degree seriously based on, you know, building an entire media brand out of this and also have a history of not responding well to criticism of their stuff. It's the whole, it's the whole Schrodinger's comedy thing of, like, it can be either a joke or not a joke at the same time, depending on when and how it is viewed. I just find that a very flimsy excuse. Like, I don't find don't take it seriously, it's just a joke as a valid defense for bad faith criticism of media, because even if it is a joke, like, so what? People can still criticize you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you're an absolute grifter, jokes you make are going to have some semblance of something you find to be either funny or true to them.
Yeah, and thinking about what you guys have thrown out there, I can kind of agree with you. I don't want my character here not to be, like, seen that way, you know? You know? So,
yeah.
I don't want any negativity from it. I mean, I had to rebuild her from scratch yesterday because she was getting way too far in, like, the arrogance and, like, DSP level nonsense. Which none of my creations are going to act like that. So...
I'm the trash man. I throw trash all over the ring. Then I start eating garbage. Then I pick up the trash can and beat the guy over the head with it.
I was looking at the chat, so I got distracted for a second because I was reading everything.
Yeah.
I just saw you throw the wheel at the creature.
Yep,
like,
that's a torture attack for that enemy type.
Torture it with a wheel to the face.
Yep, it's a spiked wheel that is mounted on top of their head, and then you spin it on top of their head.
You spin them round?
You spin! Rotation! I wish I had, like, the vocal filter plugin that Vinny uses for his spin voice that makes it go all warbly. I wish I could find that plugin, but I don't know what one he uses.
JKR, shut up! Why are you watching chat? You're supposed to be watching the stream. I'm doing both. If you weren't here, you wouldn't be. No one would be moderating. I know you're joking too. I know. I'm just being fake, like annoyed by it. Yeah, laugh it up, JKR. Laugh it up.
He is the Jakur. He's supposed to be laughing at stuff. And hey, at least the joke isn't at his expense for once.
I mean, that's true, yeah. Turn back time to the good old days.
You'll find negativity no matter where you go, but you'll also find an audience too. It's up to you whether or not you engage with your detractors. The short and simple stupid of what I'm saying is you're never gonna please anyone. Oh, I absolutely agree. There's also just an element of like you are responsible for the audience that you court to it. Like, not to say you can control everything that your audience does, but like your audience reflects what kind of vibe you're putting out into the world.
It's true.
Also, I have returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're about to get a whip weapon.
But no need to pity me. I was bored.
Fun.
Let me go whip some things into shape for you.
Hi, Billy Mays here.
Which comes into another outfit that could work for her. Sonia Belmont as like a deep cut.
Hell yes.
But no, I was gonna say, if you were gonna have your AI read creepypasta, have one about the milk tanks.
This is not that AI though.
I know. I know. I'm just saying.
Now hear me out on this whip design, Nico, okay?
Oh gosh.
Okay, I am hearing you out.
It's a whip made out of a demon cobra.
I'm liking the idea so far. Tell me more.
Whip made out of a demon cobra with 5 eyes. That is a, like, pinkish color.
Ooh.
And I believe you can equip it to either arms or legs. And, the spectral, you know, like, hands and fists that summons instead are like karate chops.
Oh, cool.
It is called, I believe, Kusheldra. Yes, Kusheldra. A possessed whip, sealing away the soul of an ancient serpentine demon, Kusheldra. Summoning the power of the demon whip, the demon from a portal on the weapon's hilt. It can be used in the same manner as a normal whip.
Megatron has fallen. As Michael Dobson, do the whole I'm the trash man bit.
Alright, you want Michael Dobson, you're going to get him. I'm the trash man. I throw trash all over the ring. Then I start eating garbage. Then I pick up the trash can and beat the guy over the head with it. There, are you satisfied now, Chuck?
Damn, Chuck. Also, hi, Chuck. How are you?
Whip looks like a Metroid character almost.
How? It's a cobra.
I don't know.
Hear me out. For the Cobra Whip thing, if you use Samus's outfit, the grapple beam.
Okay, yeah. Chuck says he's doing well.
That's good. That's always a good thing. Been doing so, yeah. Like I was saying, Chuck, before, I've been doing some D&D plotting, so, yeah, a lot going on with that.
Yeah, the whip has more of a wind-up to its animations, so you have to get, you have to be careful when using it, but it has a longer reach than most melee weapons do in this game. For obvious reasons, it's a long-ass whip.
Now, is it like a circumference, effect, or is it just like a straight-up, like, you're lashing the whip straight forward?
You're lashing the whip straight forward, but if you do the, bullet climax input, you do, like, a whirlwind attack.
Okay, alright then.
And that's another death, because I got distracted and got too far behind. I distracted myself and got too far behind on the falling platforms. I wouldn't have been able to catch up, especially since you don't get your dash ability until like halfway through the game.
Ew.
Thankfully, in Bayonetta 2 and 3, you just start out with it. like, the one ability you retain. Like, it makes sense story-wise, because Bayonetta's not only forgotten a lot of her past, she's forgotten a lot of the abilities she's supposed to have. And each time a core memory is unlocked, she gains a new ability. And that's another broken witch heart. I think we're close to getting another health increase.
Is there a menu telling you how many witch hearts you've collected?
Yes. I've collected 2 out of 4.
You're halfway to a new health extension.
Yep. Now it's time to walk up walls again. I'm walking on moonlight. Wow!
Oh, God.
Yes, I did intentionally sing that as badly as I could.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Are we going to do another Devastation stream this coming week? I promise not to backseat game again. Yeah, we could. Monday work for you again? Just so I know when putting my schedule together tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I wake up. That's another broken witch heart. So, 1 more to go. Sure. Okay, then tomorrow's going to be another Transformers Devastation stream.
Okay.
Let's see, we got a couple books to read. We've got About the Umbra Witches 2, The Old Colosseum, and Notes on the Topic of Magic 3. About the Umbra Witches 2. Umbra Witches, controllers of the dark power. The ways of their discipline were actually quite varied. Breathing, movement, medicine, and tactics were joined in the Middle Ages by training in the operation of heavy weapons, culminating in a curriculum whose total breadth and intensity are hard to ascertain. This training forged both the body and the soul, honing each witch into a vessel capable of withstanding the rigors of the magical arts, and allowing one to begin to interact with other dwellers of the magical realm. This interaction with the world of spirits lies at the very core of magic. To put these dwellers of the magical realm into layman's terms, they most closely fit the common conception of demons, developing demon-like powers. It seems this was one of the reasons these women were burdened with a sad fate, always living in history's shadows. I have been able to gain no further solid information regarding the magical arts, as the witch clan has long since been annihilated, and their memory forgotten. The residents of this town detest them with all their hearts. To allude to their existence is quite the taboo. Yet, the key to unlocking the witch's mysteries still remains. In Vigrid, the man held up by many to be a paragon of faith continues to seek out any remaining witches. Are the witches once thought to be wiped from this earth still among us? Amogus mentioned. Ayo.
God damn it. Don't stop being sus on stream.
Never. I'm a sussy baka, ooh-woo. If they are, how have they survived this long? What do they now know? And where on earth could they be hiding? Finally, I have obtained scraps of a document that appears to lay out another elementary principle of the magical arts. I am unable to decipher the writing on the document, but it appears to describe a martial arts technique known as dodge offset. I pray it will be of use to someone, so I have included it within these notes.
Thank you for the redeem.
And notes on the topic of Magic 3. The magical arts of the Umbra. Their true significance is best understood in the context of how the Umbra were able to use this magic. By a direct contact with demons in Inferno. It is thought that these witches underwent strict training in order to master the various techniques. However, the truth is colored by the fact that the witches left people awestruck and were greatly revered. The true root of their power was none other than their ability to take unbelievably strong demon energy and bend it to their will, using it freely. The witches' direct contact saw them reaching into the heart of Inferno's darkness and summoning the beasts that dwell there, drawing out their incredible magic and destructive powers. The witches under contract with these demons were able to exercise powers far beyond any that could be obtained by mere mortals, to the extent that some may even term these powers as aggressive or brutal. That's fucking brutal. It was thanks to these powers that the witches boasted such awesome force in battle. From the Vigridian religious perspective, those living in the human world find interaction with other realms to be incredibly difficult. Residents of Inferno also find it impossible to manifest themselves in the human world. This is why witches require some sort of catalyst to summon demons into the human world, channeling the spirit via this medium. The catalyst most often used by witches was their hair. It is well accepted that hair had many uses in the magical arts, and the witches called this use of their own hair the Wicked Weave. It was said to have been used not just to summon demons, but also to summon magical items, as well as forming the witches' uniforms. I would also like to touch briefly on the despair these women must have felt. To gain the incredible power afforded to them, they were forced to trade their souls to the demons of Inferno. Within the Trinity of Realities, it is believed that the deceased find their souls sent to heaven in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. However, witches were met with only a single possible fate, death, followed by endless torment in Inferno. Once one had set foot upon the path of the magical arts, there lay nothing but the harsh reality that there was no turning back. Despite this fact, it was a path desired by a never-ending stream of believers. How these women captured so many hearts, minds, and imaginations remains unknown. Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Have a good night, Shadow.
And the old Colosseum. In Vigrid's long protracted history, there was once an enormous Colosseum built facing the sea. It remains today largely intact. According to record, the Colosseum was used not for martial contests or other games, but as an altar of worship of one of the era's gods, a being known as Fortitudo. Even today, as the urban functions of the city move to Isla del Sol, the Colosseum holds a special place in the religious beliefs of those who worship the Laguna. Even though the winds of time have long since destroyed the road leading to the structure, forcing a treacherous passage through the cliffs, the stream of those making pilgrimage to the Colosseum is endless. We will do the next stage, which is the boss fight with Fortitudo, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay.
That was another crow that I caught. Or is it a raven? I can't tell the difference between crows and ravens.
I'm assuming ravens are probably a little bit bigger than crows.
All I know is that ravens apparently say nevermore.
I thought ravens said bite me.
No, it was eat my shorts. I got the Stone Award, which is the lowest ranking you can get, which is represented by a statue of Enzo falling on his ass. It's a stone, Luigi! You didn't make it!
It's a football, Mario. I chiseled it.
That's something about Vinny Vinesauce that I think you might appreciate, Nico. Is, whenever he does, like, Mario and Luigi impressions, he bases it off of the Super Mario World cartoon.
I honestly like the Mario World and Mario 3 cartoons.
They're still weird, like the Super Show was, but, like, in lovable ways instead of, you know, what the fuck ways.
Well, the funny thing is, Mario Bros. 3 was the first Mario cartoon I've ever seen, and like back then I was just like, I loved it because I'm like, oh shit, there's an actual Mario like cartoon that's actually pretty cool, and I didn't really think much about the memes even to this day, at least not until like probably in my late teens.
Relax. I'm just fucking with you.
I was the same way when I came across the Super Mario Brothers Super Show for the first time, which was, this was like 2006. I was in 8th grade, and my dad took me to Blockbuster when he was visiting me.
Yeah.
And they had a tape there of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. A tape.
Oh.
And this was in 2006. This was a tape from the 80s, given that it opened with a commercial for Quick instead of Nesquik.
Oh, brother.
That was still sitting on that Blockbuster shelf. It was the episode Coopzilla.
Oh, God. That one was actually pretty good.
I was, as someone that didn't know there was a Mario cartoon, I was so blindsided by the weirdness of this show, but it was, like, awesome at the same time, especially Captain Lou Albano and Danny Wells.
God bless them both. I was gonna say, like, I think in 2003 or 2004, when my grandfather was in the hospital, afterwards, me and my mother went to GameStop because we were looking at some stuff. And I noticed that they had a DVD for the Super Show called Mario's Movie Madness.
I think I have that one.
I still have my copy. It's somewhere. And, hey, Lou. And I fell in, like, I was thrown off guard by it, but I actually liked it. And then, with, same thing with the, Sonic, SATAM. There was, I did not notice there was a video for that. And this is also because, like, I was reading the comics, and I'm like, they have a version of this animated? What the heck? Also,
hey guys, could I don't know if you know this meme, but apparently a person named Haley, which is from Ari's
yeah, I know Haley.
Server.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're asking me about a meme that I posted back in April that they wanted to keep, but I probably deleted a while ago. So the meme was there was a girl underneath a blanket and saying, "Make me a mother." Meme. I don't know if you know that one or not.
It should still be in my server if you are willing to scroll back through posts in there.
I mean, I did, but I think I might have deleted it or something. I might have deleted it.
I'll look into it later. I'll look into it after stream for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, because honestly, Haley, it's like, oh my god, Haley, you son of a gun. All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I think the Mario's Movie Madness one is also the one that gave us the Move the Glow with Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Press the one. Move the glow to the option you want to select, and then press the enter button on your remote.
One of the episodes on there, I believe it's on that one, was Count Cupula. I found that so fucking stupid yet hilarious at the same time because it was spaghetti sauce sucking vampires.
Oh my god.
And
vampires who aren't allergic to garlic.
Oh no, they're garlic free. Garlic free spaghetti sauce. And when Bowser said, now I'm gonna turn you into a tomato sauce sucking vampire just like me to Peach, and saying that she's gonna join the Brotherhood, she's like, Brotherhood, but I'm a girl. I'm like, why?
Yes, Chuck, make brown bricks in Minecraft. Also, I'm going to have to read out what Fortitudo was saying, because once again, speaking in Enochian with subtitles, and Nico can't exactly read subtitles.
Having something pious bullshit.
Our fate is tied with the demon world, and we share your earnest interest in this matter. He's talking to someone else. However, if she does not reach us alive, this conversation was all for naught.
You again. And here I thought I'd seen the last of you.
It is most kind of you to alleviate my need to search you out, Bayonetta. Please forgive me for my prior trespass and lack of hospitality. There's his name, Fortitudo.
I'm sure you'll be more than hospitable to me this time around.
Also, I'm wearing the Samus costume this time. I have been informed that a survivor of the witch hunts is resisting our dominion. However, her inevitable reunion with Hell makes her such a sad soul. If you are this pitiful being, then I shall release you from your torment.
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention one of the reasons I hunt your kind. You're much too ugly not to put out of your misery.
Challenging us with the dark arts? No matter the age, witches never learn.
Fuck off, Featherface.
That's a Devil May Cry 1 reference! Walk off, Featherface is something he said to one of the bosses before fighting him. Yep, that's Super Metroid sounds.
Yep.
Oh, knocked down. Grab him and chuck him. No offense, Chuck. Is this on your Switch 2? Also, no offense taken. This is on my Switch 2, but all four Bayonetta games are also available on Switch 1. Well, they're made for Switch 1, as far as the Switch versions are going. I'm just running this on my Switch 2. You don't get any, from what I see, like, you don't get any, like, native enhancements to running it on Switch 2, like you do with some other Switch 1 games.
I still need to get a Switch 2.
And now we're picking him up and slamming him down to the ground with one of his dragon heads, and then ripping it off. Sorry, flipping him over again, now ripping it off. No, flipping him over again, I swear to God. Now ripping it off!
Oh my God.
And now hands come out of the ground to pull it into hell. Also, if you game over and choose not to continue, you get to see Bayonetta being pulled down to hell by those demonic hands. Wait, there are 4 Bayonetta games? There's Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3, and then there's a prequel about Bayonetta's childhood called Cereza and the Lost Demon. He landed in an awkward spot for me to be able to even hit him without taking damage.
Oof.
Hashtag cancel the Switch 2. Too late. It can't be canceled because it already made it to store shelves. It's a bit late to cancel something when it's already been, you know, released to market.
That?
JKR, of course.
God damn it.
Also, hashtag cancel the entire fucking AAA games industry at this point. It's an overbloated, unsustainable nightmare of an industry that exploits overworks and underpays the rank and file workers who actually make the games, while overpaying and overprotecting the CEOs that profit off of the work of people that deserve to be paid more and deserve better working conditions.
Remember when games didn't have to be AAA?
Yeah. Remember when there was like AA or even B grade titles, and it wasn't just it's either AAA or it's indie, and no in between?
I didn't even care if a game was like AAA or whatever. The fact
no one
is,
cared. No one knew what AAA games were until like the 360 era.
Yeah, which is what I'm about to say. Like, I cared about if a game played well. I did not care if how it looked. If it played well and I'm wanting to come back to play more of it, then I was happy. I didn't care about how it looked. If I wanted to pay for eye candy, I would just buy a comic book, or I would pay for or buy a movie.
Yeah.
I came to play a video game just to play the video game.
This has also been probably this has also probably been the worst console generation in general. Not just in terms of being bad for the consumer and bad for the people that work on games, but also like gaming is quickly no longer becoming an affordable hobby, and is becoming a privileged hobby for only the richest out there. And like, they're not even doing anything interesting with the tech that they're charging close to $1,000 for at this point.
I mean, I'm still gonna get a Switch 2 because, again, blind accessibility, and yeah, there's stuff I do want to play on there, like the GameCube Online, because God forbid GameCube is expensive to collect. But aside from that, even with all the new consoles out before I lost my vision, I played a lot of my older consoles more so than the newer ones. Like, God forbid.
Like,
I think I played my N64 and my NES a lot more than I did my actual PS4 and Xbox.
Like, you wanna know what I've been playing on my PS5 more than anything else? Old games. Rather than the AAA titles. Time for the finisher.
The AAA titles are basically just like, hey, we're gonna have more watching of it like a movie rather than a game. That is literally it.
The demon we summoned this time wasn't Gamora, it is Malthus, the crow demon. Hecking Fortitudo to death. Ollie, want a cracker?
God forbid. Also, you're alive, Miles.
Yeah. I had a berry situation.
Oh, a berry situation, okay.
Barry is having issues.
Oh, Barry Angie?
Very Angie.
Cutscene time.
Ding.
It was as foretold. Your power. Incredible. He has a hole through his head as he's saying this.
Explain yourself.
I, Fortitudo, am but a simple sacrifice for the resurrection of the Creator. May the Creator, Jubileus, grace you on your journey. And here come the grabby hands to take him to hell. Fortitudo didn't learn the pecking order. Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Chuck said, Nintendo used to be so innovative. The Nintendo 64 was revolutionary. It was equivalent to a $700 computer. In 1996 money, it must be like $3,000 in today's money, and it was only $100.
You know, funny thing is about the N64, like, if you're going for like even an in-box version, that's like $300 depending on what model you are buying. And I think the most expensive one is the Jungle Green.
Yeah. Or like the Pokemon one with Pikachu molded onto it.
Oh yeah, definitely. The cool thing though I like about the N64 ones is that if you swap around the shells, you can make a custom colored N64.
Oh yeah, and there are tons of companies out there that make and sell custom shells for N64s because the swap is pretty simple. You can buy them using my affiliate link down below for Stone Age Gamer. Hint, hint, plug, plug.
Shameless plug inbound to GG.
It's been a while since I've done a Stone Age Gamer plug, so I might as well.
I mean, fair.
Not bad.
But yeah, no, Chuck has a point. Like the N64, like despite some of the games not aging well, it was revolutionary for the time, and the GameCube pushed it to the next level, literally.
Yeah, GameCube was the first time that they really chased like graphical fidelity and like raw horsepower over like, you know, gimmicks. Not even gimmicks, because the gimmicks would start being a thing with the Wii, but like, you know, pushing raw horsepower to try and compete and like outdo the graphics and performance of Sony. And they actually did result in a console that was graphically more powerful than the PS2. The only thing that was really a kneecap in it, other than Nintendo's image at the time as the family-friendly company, also resulting in them not being able to court many M-rated licenses, was the fact that they were like, oh, we don't want people to be able to pirate our games very easily with DVDs, so we're going with a mini DVD-based thing, where it's like, okay, yeah, that makes it harder to pirate because you've also built in a security mechanism that's hard to counteract due to like laser-precise markings on each disc that are checked for, that only Daytel, the makers of Action Replay, managed to figure out how to get past. But, like, those held significantly less data than a regular DVD could. Standard DVD holds roughly 5 gigabytes worth of data. A dual-layer DVD, which was only used for a handful of games on PS2, but was the bog standard for Xbox, held about 9 gigabytes. A standard mini DVD, the only size that mini DVDs can hold, is about 1.5 gigabytes, which meant that they had to cheese grade out a lot of stuff and like compress a lot of things down further, which meant extra work on GameCube ports that a lot of companies weren't willing to put in.
Yeah, but to be fair, also, despite that small amount of data, like, and I'm not talking like ports, I'm talking about their actual games, like the first-party titles. They were still pretty impressive for like such little data on a disc.
Oh yeah, a lot of those titles, like, you know, you get a GameCube that is capable of outputting 480p, and you output it to like a decent scaler to a decent scaler, or even get one of those HDMI adapters, and hook it up to an HD TV, let your TV handle the processing, put in 480p mode. It looks so damn good for the era. You would never guess that this was running on like very compressed textures and stuff, because especially Wind Waker. Oh god, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, Wind Waker, Mario Party 4's water effects as well. Like, just in general, like, they put a lot of detail into GameCube games, and people are like, yeah, but so. Here's the thing. A lot of people underestimated the GameCube, and even I'm going to say this right now. even with the Switch and the Wii and everything, GameCube still has a lot of better graphical effect.
Yeah, because they were designing around the hardware that, like, one, they were going for more of an art style rather than pushing realism.
Yeah,
like each game had their own, like, obviously every game has its own art style to it, but like they were a lot more varied on the GameCube, and that resulted in some, like, again, Wind Waker. It's one of the most beautiful cel-shaded games out there because it looks like a moving animation cell.
Yeah, definitely. Wind Waker was a very good animation. Mario Sunshine had very good style too. Like, despite it being like what it is.
Mario Sunshine just has some good environmental storytelling to it, with how the sun gradually starts shining more and more the more shine sprites you collect. That's a detail most, like, your average gamer's not going to notice, but it's still there.
Another one I have to say that's a good art direction, and I spoke of this game to death already on stream, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, definitely.
That one, despite like how Luigi and everyone always look, it had an art style that at the time, and this was a launch game on the GameCube, mind you, like this was supposed to be only like a demo to test the GameCube's power, and then they made it into a game. It looked very good.
Yeah, it's got
a lot of detail.
It's got some impressive particle effects for the era, and that was a launch title. Like, the fact that dust and stuff like that realistically gets sucked into the vacuum and isn't just like a pre-programmed animation.
Yeah, definitely. And then you got Smash Bros. Melee, like how impressive it was and how they got that game to work.
And how well it runs on that hardware too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And another one, Pokemon Coliseum and XD, just for the fact that at the time, that was a console Pokemon game when they were on handheld.
I will die on this hill that, like, obviously polygon count aside, the art style and aesthetics of XD and XD Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Coliseum look better than the modern 3D Pokemon games do.
I agree. I definitely agree, and especially since the fact my favorite Pokemon, Gardevoir, obviously came from that generation. I love her model in XD and Coliseum. Every time I see it, I'm like, look, she's just amazing. Look at her. She's there and she's doing her thing.
It's not just that the Pokemon themselves look good, it's that they had, like, a more realistic sense of scale to them, instead of, like, due to hardware limitations, all the Pokemon in battles look tiny.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, and again, like I said, the Mario Party games were very good. Double Dash was impressive.
Yeah, Double Dash Double Dash was one of the few games that made use of the broadband adapter, but it wasn't for online play. It was so you could hook GameCubes up to each other for, like, you could hook up to 8. You could hook up enough for, like, not just 8-player, but 8 players with their own separate screens.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, also another thing that is pretty cool, which in my opinion, I'm gonna die on this hill, is superior to the Dreamcast version. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, just for the fact that I loved how they used Sonic Advance to elevate the Chao Garden further. You could get stuff in the game that you could not normally get with Dreamcast.
Yeah, with Dreamcast, they did have a similar thing to it, where you would put your Chao into the VMU memory card and then take it with you as like a little Tamagotchi. But that, having done that myself, it's very impractical for 2 reasons. One, VMUs have a tiny amount of space, and the Chao guard, a single Chao takes up like most of a VMU. And 2, the VMUs are notorious for being battery guzzlers because there's no way to turn them off or put them into sleep mode. So you'd better have a supply of CR2032s.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, with the Game Boy Advance, like, you had more options with it because you could get, like, the Onyx Egg, which is, like, a very rare Chow Egg that good luck farming the rings for that. But aside from that, you could also train the Chow on the go, play games like Rock, Paper, Scissors, and it was far better. My only complaint is that the Sonic Advance series is very hard.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to get rings normally in that game, but aside from all that, like, the GameCube was just so impressive, and in my opinion, if they ever did try to redo the GameCube, I don't think they really could. Like, it was a console at the time that you had to be there to witness and truly understand, like, how big that evolution was from N64 to GameCube in terms of graphics.
Yeah,
like,
also...
how fucking big.
Have a good night, JKR.
Have a good night.
Also, last thing before I get off this results screen, is GameCube also had one of the most ergonomically designed controllers in history. Like, if it just had a select button and a second, like, shoulder button, it would be perfect.
I will say this, though.
Like, to be fair, most games on that console don't require... don't have that need for any more buttons than the controller already has. It just would have made, like, porting over third-party titles a lot easier.
Yeah, like, I didn't really focus much on the third-party stuff, but I do agree. I will say this about the controller, though. The pressure-sensitive LNRs.
Yeah.
That click, you just cannot, like, emulate. Like,
yeah.
At the time, it was just like, holy hell, like, the pressure sensitivity, analog, like, buttons were so good.
Yeah, analog triggers on game consoles are standard nowadays, but none of them have that satisfying click when you push them all the way in to tell that you... and that for the game to register the difference between clicking it in real quick and, like, gradually pushing it in.
Yeah.
Like, God. And that Nintendo abandoned that brilliant trigger style in favor of just regular buttons.
Yeah, because good examples of how good those buttons work is, again, Luigi's Mansion and Mario Sunshine. You could definitely see, like, how hard, the harder you press on the button, the more force either the vacuum or the flood do. And it's impressive because it's like you actually have control on how much force you use with it, and it gives, like, a little more feel and like a little more feel to the game.
Yeah, and that with Flood, like, it had separate modes depending on whether you were, like, forcefully clicking it in or just, like, lightly pushing it, and it was the difference between, you know, running while spraying water or, like, standing in place and spraying water more precisely.
There's also one other mode that you missed, and that was the shotgun blast with Flood.
Yep.
Like, when you tap it. Like, that was also pretty cool. Also, when spinning around and firing, you did the spin jump sprinkler.
Yeah.
Like, again, at the time, and Nintendo did so much with the controls, and it's just that level of detail has never been redone, in my opinion.
Nowadays, I would say, like, especially starting with the Wii U, they're more focused on packing a whole bunch of tech into their controllers rather than making a controller that, one, lasts a long time, and two, you know, the average consumer can buy, like, a whole bunch of just for some, you know, party nights. Like, you could buy, it was so easy to get GameCube controllers because they were cheap back then. Buy, like, 4 of them, get people together for some Super Smash Bros. Melee or something like that. You want to buy Joy-Con or, dear God, Joy-Con 2s. You're going to be dropping like $80-$90 a pair.
God forbid. No.
And you can't buy just the one. You have to buy the pair. And they're going to break down within time.
Yeah, I will say this, though. The GameCube controller they released for the Switch 2, as well as the N64 controller for Switch 1, I heard a lot of good things. Especially since the fact that GameCube controller is a Wavebird.
Yep. Wavebird with Rumble.
And yeah, and I'm gonna be that one person, and everyone, if you guys want to condemn me, go ahead. I blame the Smash Bros. Community for breaking the GameCube controllers and making them fucking more expensive now. I'm sorry, but that's just how it would be.
It's always fair. It's always fair to rip on the Melee fans.
So hey, Lulu, how are you?
I'm buzzed.
We're getting ready. We're getting ready to wrap things up.
Why are you frustrated?
Oh, okay. Because I couldn't find that one meme that Haley was talking about.
I'll see if I can find it for you.
Because it was on April 24th. I mean, it was on April 24th, and it was like a cat girl breeding meme or something like that, and I deleted it and everything, and it's like it's probably not gonna be there anymore or whatever. And I don't. And Haley should have saved it before I deleted it.
It's okay. That's nothing to be frustrated with you about. You can just say to Haley, I accidentally deleted it, sorry. And she'll understand.
Well, I just hated that it just bugs the fuck out of me because of that.
It's okay. It's nothing to lose sleep over.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Plus, to be fair, Haley should have saved the meme before it got deleted anyway, so you shouldn't need to feel guilty about it or frustrated about it.
Yeah, and I just said I just gave up because I don't even remember what the heck that meme was anyway, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna do this today.
Don't.
Yeah, just don't.
Like, hey, like they are an adult. They can go onto Google and search the meme as well. It is there. You just gotta look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried, and it's like, oh my god, Haley, why?
It's okay.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. They could fire themselves because it's not worth it. It's just too frustrating. Because there was too many memes and everything.
Yeah, it's like, don't wear yourself out over something so trivial or, for that matter, not that meaningful. It's a meme.
Yes, I'm fine. I just feel a little frustrated because they just asked me personally, and I was like, I'd try to find it, but I can't find it.
Just tell her that you can't find it, and she'll understand.
Yeah.
I know she understands, but she feels like it's also it's also their fault or something. So it's not your. Well, it kind of is because you couldn't find it, or it's saved, I should say. But I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm just out of fumes, but I'm good. Don't worry.
Okay. I will choose to believe you.
Bitch, you better.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking something real quick before I find our raid target for tonight.
Okay, but yeah, no, I will rag on the Melee community. Because of you guys being so salty and angry about losing a couple of tournaments, you guys break the GameCube controllers, and now we pay an arm and a leg for replacements, so that one's on you guys. Sorry. Bite me.
Yeah, bite me too. Get salty. That's why I only do for fun, not for competitions, unless I decide to.
I mean, I don't mind competition. I don't mind them being passionate about a game. What I care about is if you're going to be breaking a very sensitive and expensive controller, then it's not worth it.
For me, it's about if you're going to be breaking a controller in the first place. That costs good money.
Yeah, if you're going to get so angry to where you're going to break a controller, it's not worth it. Like, the game is not. Then why are you playing then? Like, it makes me upset. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how it be.
Yeah, that's also how I feel about, like, you know, the video game reviewer trope of, like, oh, this game is so bad that I'm going to destroy it for a gag. I'm like, nowadays, I'm like, that just decreased the amount of copies that are out there.
You're basically just increasing the inflation on how much a game is going to cost, my guy. No.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do that kind of that kind of skit, at least find a way to make a prop copy of a game without the motherboard. Like, just make the shell of an NES cartridge, or make a or try to get like a detailed prop of it made.
Yeah.
Instead of just actually destroying it.
Let's see. We are going to raid. We are going to raid Nightmare, who just finished Resident Evil Requiem and is now playing Phasmophobia.
Ooh.
Nightmare, also known as Koya Akumu, but said goes by Nightmare. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to my co-host for joining me tonight. Thank you to Lulu for popping in when she did. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with Transformers Devastation, we have decided. Keep an eye out for the rest of next week's schedule. So far, all that's solidified is tomorrow night is Transformers Devastation, and Saturday will be some Luigi's Mansion for Nico's birthday. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Have a good night, and have a safe trip home.
Good night, everybody. Miles, we really need to get you a sign-off phrase.
Praise the Zard.
It used to be praise the Zard.
You need to actually say it.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know if that's still what I want to do.
That's fair.